Good day, Exile's espousing exposition. I'm Unsilent and we're on the air with more Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lords. It's episode 19 of KOTOR 2. Thanks for tuning in. Last time we ended up here in a hidden Jedi Academy / Jedi Temple on Telos, on the northern pole of Telos. These are some Ichani handmaidens that work for Atris. Now that used to be up here. If you missed the last episode, of course you can always check it in a card in the top right, as always. This used to be the Jedi Council chamber. Right around here is where I shoved my old lightsaber into this little stone thing. They cleaned up the stonework. And that's Atris' chamber over there. Atris was a Jedi Council member back when the Exile, as me, was on the was a member of the Jedi Order, and then went off and followed Malak and Revan into the Mandalorian Wars. Apparently, I'm the only one they really gave a hard time to afterwards. I'm the only one that came back and faced the music because apparently I'm an idiot. And so I told them where they could stick their lightsaber, my lightsaber, and I shoved it straight up their ceremonial stone in the middle there. Anyway, yes, so this is more KOTOR 2. We're in the middle of the month of May. So it's Star Wars month with the new Solo movie coming out. Unless, of course, it's, been moved back with, like 2.5 weeks before release. You never know. Stranger Things. But I kind of doubt it at this point, since Ron Howard's gung-ho to show off, hey, look how close we are to finishing it on Twitter. And these are some of the handmaidens.
Why have you approached me?
Because I'd love a chat. Now, last time we asked where my friends were, but we're going to ask some more questions this time.
You may ask.
But, yeah, let's take a quick gander here at the... Oh, yeah, this is me. I've kind of gone a little dark side, so as you can tell, my eyes are starting to go just a little wonky, and so is my face. And my hair is going gray as well. Actually, I kind of like the look of the hair. This... Very Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, how, depending on where you were on the Paragon Renegade scale, Shepard's face would, change based on that, unless you used the Dr. Chakwas' special facial reconstruction thing that she had built for you. Make your face all nice and purty, as opposed to renegaded to all to hell. This is dark-sided all to hell, as opposed to renegaded all to hell, but you get what I'm getting at. So I had some questions about Atris.
The mistress? What of her?
Let's see, where is Atris? I want to speak to her again. No, I really don't want to speak to her again, but we'll ask.
She is meditating, and she does not wish to be disturbed. Your presence here has troubled her, and I hope you do not choose to trouble her further.
What about my feelings? What if she's troubled me? Did you ever think about that, handmaiden? What can you tell me about her?
She leads us. As she rebuilds Telos, she rebuilds the Order, and through them, the galaxy.
How does she plan to do that is a very good question.
We serve the Jedi. We do not question them. Yet, Atris has told us that the work here at Telos may pay for similar efforts in many worlds along the rim that were destroyed when the Jedi turned on each other. She has said the Jedi Order needs such a foundation if it is to rebuild. She faults the teaching of many of the Jedi Masters as the spark of the Jedi Civil War. Atris has said that if Revan and Malak had been properly instructed in the ways of the Jedi, they never would have fallen, and nor would you, Exile.
There's a lot of themes in that last little bit of dialogue that carries through to the, the current Disney Star Wars canon. Like the spark, how many times do you hear the word spark in all of those, spark and flame and similar things in the new Disney movies? But things like proper teachings you hear Luke talk about in The Last Jedi, or at least allude to in The Last Jedi. And I think Snoke to a lesser extent as well. But, what does Atris consider to be proper training? High talk for Atris, considering she never had a Padawan. Interesting. And I chose to go to war, not because I was trained to do so. So I did not fall. She knows nothing. Jon Snow. Let's see. What does she consider proper training? An interesting, if troubling, proposition.
That is unknown to me. I have never observed Atris to teach Jedi, nor would I wish to. Atris has chosen instead to focus her efforts on galactic recovery. Once the galaxy breathes again, disciples will come.
Also, I should have mentioned that, talking about how this will pay the way, or pay for other restoration efforts, something I think what BioWare talked about, or the Thorians talked about, it was mentioned earlier on that this is sort of a pilot project, so Atris knows nothing, she will transmit her ignorance to anyone who follows her, and she'll need help if she tries. She knows nothing about training Jedi. We have a very low opinion of Atris, don't we? Understandable, since she had us kicked out of the Order.
She predicted you would say as much. She seems to know you quite well. Perhaps you are the one who knows nothing.
It sounds like a challenge to me.
I would welcome a chance to instruct you. I have been anxious to teach you many principles of combat ever since you invaded this place.
Invaded, really?
Oh, yes. We train extensively in various combat styles, and we have not had another target for some time. You may prove a pleasant diversion.
I'd be happy to oblige.
Very well. Follow me, and we shall see if you have the endurance to learn the most basic of our teachings.
The hell have I walked into? What's that outfit? What have I walked into here?
Before we begin, are you familiar with Ichani traditions?
No. Does this have anything to do with why you wanted me to disrobe?
All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements or upon yours. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight to the death. Restrain your instincts when we fight, and we shall do the same.
Stay on the mat, no armor, and no striking to kill.
The fight will be with hands and feet only. No stimulants, shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon any Jedi techniques during our contest. If you do, then the battle will be over. In turn, I will not use our higher forms, for this is only an opening battle between us, a test of each other's strength.
Alright, fine, let's do it. Are you ready? You ready? Let's get it on! Come on!
Then let us begin.
No Jedi techniques, alright. It is an interestingly choreographed fight. I don't know if I'm doing well or not. Other than the fact that my accuracy is not spectacular. Just a lot of she's spinning and I'm not, and she does that. She likes that roundhouse thingy. The flying tomahawk chop. She's got that good dodge at the end, but
You have fallen.
yeah. Now I've noticed. You've got a good dodge on you.
Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall honor your request.
Can I have my clothes back now?
Have you returned to fight again?
I'll be going now. Can I, put my clothes back on? Can I have my Sith sword back? I don't know where the hell I am right now, so I've just wandered aimlessly through this place.
Why have you approached me?
Let's see. Other questions for you.
You may ask.
You asked about Atris. What about this place?
This was once a mighty irrigation center for Telos. It survived the orbital bombardment of the Sith, though the inhabitants did not. Ancient irrigation channels still lie beneath the surface of Telos, waiting to be used again for the reconstruction efforts controlled from this facility.
Did you think of telling the Ithorians this? They may wish to know. But why is Atris here?
Shortly before the destruction of Dantooine by the forces of the traitor Jedi Malik, Atris had many Jedi artifacts and knowledge transported here secretly.
And why here?
Even the Sith prefer live prey to scavenging a corpse. She thought that a world already savaged by the Sith would not prove a target a second time. It was a place where the artifacts and the teachings of the Jedi could be kept safely if the Sith could not be turned aside.
And how did she know Dantooine would be destroyed?
The Jedi Council sensed it. Master Vrook, Master Vandar, but it was too late to do much except make arrangements for evacuation. It was a dark day for the Order. Many on Dantooine did not survive, Jedi or not. Atris would not speak for many days after the attack, and we feared our mistress was lost to us. In time, she regained her voice and her strength. She brought the artifacts and the teachings of the Jedi here and has kept them safe.
Now, the attack on Dantooine by Malak is something that is covered in the original KOTOR game, I should mention. So it's just kind of tying one of the events of the last game into this one.
Even the Sith prefer live prey.
Oh, right, yeah. What artifacts, then?
Yes, many relics from Dantooine, some which predate even the destruction of Ossus. She was not able to save all, but she saved enough. She was able to bring them here before the Academy's destruction. It was a fortunate thing. She was not able to save everything.
So what's Ossus?
Ossus was once the home of much of the Jedi teaching and knowledge. It was destroyed over 40 years ago by the Sith during the time of Exile Kun. Fortunately, a few relics and artifacts were saved before Ossus was destroyed, but many were not.
Yeah, sense a pattern here. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Sith keep destroying the Jedi Order and somehow they manage to survive.
Viewing the relics is not allowed without Atris's permission.
I don't think Atris is going to be a friendly sort to me. So maybe you can sweet talk her.
There is truth in what you say. Yet many such artifacts are sealed away in Atris's chambers. But if you wish to see a few of them, speak to the last of the handmaidens. She has seen some of these objects and has an interest in such things.
The last of the handmaidens? What the hell is that?
Yes, she should be in the training chamber to the north and west of here. She constantly seeks to improve herself so that she may no longer be ranked last among us.
You guys rank each other? Well, that's kind of dickish.
Because she is easily distracted by matters that do not concern her or her duty. Such distractions weaken her, and she knows this.
Distractions such as? That's a good question.
I will not speak of them. Ask her yourself, if it matters to you.
Well, it probably does if we were going to talk about her for so long. You have so many lines of dialogue about her, so...
You may ask.
What else have we asked? Know about this place? What do you do here? Why do you all look the same? I'm looking for a fight. No, I'm not looking for a fight anymore. Although I've managed to heal myself as I've been chatting. So it's interesting that all your various points tick on upwards as time goes on. But what do you do here?
We serve the Jedi, and we watch.
Jedi singular.
Atris is the only Jedi here, this is true, but the mistress will bring others in time.
Hi, I'm here.
You are no Jedi. Atris has made that clear. When you went to war, you gave up the mantle of the Jedi and became something else.
Man, these guys are not very nice to anyone who doesn't follow quite specifically their rigid line of thinking. And I thought only the Sith dealt in absolutes.
I assume you meant no insult. It is forbidden for us to become Jedi. Even if we possessed the awareness of the galaxy that the Jedi possess. We are here because we are not Jedi. That is our purpose.
So, you're slaves to the Jedi? That's very un-Jedi-like.
We have taken an oath to never follow the teachings of the Jedi, only to watch those of the Order and carry out Atris's will should it be necessary. Atris believes the new Jedi Order that shall arise here will need to be guarded and watched by those not touched by the Force. She thinks it will give balance.
Yeah, she's the one who needs balance, indeed.
Spoken like one who has fallen. If we had been there, you may never have fallen at all. The Jedi have long since lacked anyone to judge their actions and provide support should their power corrupt them. We are this strength. The Jedi Civil War proved that the Jedi are in need of such guidance. It is our duty to watch for aggression, rage, passion, and end it before it takes root.
Man, that sounds harsh. I was gonna say, so, man, isn't this what caused Darth Vader to fall? Because there was no room for passion or emotion or anything in the Jedi Order. I know it's the same choice that Obi-Wan had to make if you have watched the Clone Wars TV series, the animated series. I think it's still on Netflix. Anyway, yeah, so that's... For some people that works, for some people it doesn't. But, this is what we absolutely must have is no emotion, no passion whatsoever. There is only peace, and that is why, the Sith need, well, at the time of Bane and beyond, only two who were powerful enough to take down an entire Jedi Order.
It is not harsh. It is necessary.
So, but Atris is in charge of you, and she's a Jedi.
Atris is trusted. She has watched Jedi rise and fall and knows the ways of both paths to see the signs when they begin. She is a worthy one to judge the Jedi when the Jedi refuse to judge their own.
It sounds like, what a nice cropped little circle you've made here. Sounds like a pyramid of Pazaak cards. A house of cards. To put it in non-Star Wars parlance. It sounds all very, very... This is the same shit that just got this whole Mandalorian war started in the first place. It's just an unending, corrupt little circle. Yes, like that.
I did not expect a criminal to understand. You have existed outside the circle of the Jedi for too long.
And I have a perspective that Atris could never possibly have. So has Atris, I mean, there aren't any Jedi here now, are there? So you aren't Jedi, and there aren't any others here. Two lines, same question.
Atris is the only Jedi here, this is true.
Oh, we've heard that one before, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. And, Atris couldn't bring a deck flight of garbage, let alone a Jedi Knight to this place. Other questions. Let's go back to other questions, because we're going back in a circle. Why do you all look the same?
We share the same father, and we all bear the face of our mother. It is not unusual for the Achani of the same parents to be born so as to be indistinguishable to outsiders.
But what about the rest of you? So how do you tell each other apart? Okay, apparently there's one that does look different.
As I have said, it is not unusual for the Achani of the same...
So, she had a different set of parents?
If you seek to raise anger in me, you will fail, Exile. I tolerate your presence only upon orders of the mistress. She did not order me to endure your questions.
Holy shit. I was gonna say, you're a pain in the ass to deal with. So the last of the handmaidens was in the training area. It's Handmaiden's sister and just Handmaiden, so are you the one we're looking for?
You are the Exile, the one Atris warned us about.
Are you the last of the handmaidens? Oh, and what did Atris say?
She said, you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself.
I disagree, but... Oh, she's just teasing you. I'm not really a bad guy. She's exaggerating. I went to war to protect others, not to fight. Oh, let's see where this goes.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts. And she told us why you fell to the dark side.
And why was that? Or what dark side? Why was that?
Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up.
So why didn't I keep fighting in the Jedi Civil War? That doesn't explain why I stopped fighting after Mandalorian War. In that case, I would have fought in the Jedi Civil War. That doesn't explain why I stopped fighting after the Mandalorian Wars, I suppose.
Atris says when the Dark Lord Revan returned to the Republic, you did not march with him because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force.
That's untrue, but Atris is entitled to her opinion. Yeah, I like that.
I believe that is the extent of her expressed feelings toward you. There are variations at times, but all rise from the same foundation.
Expressed feelings?
Yes, it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all.
What do you think Atris's heart says? So Atris does not know her own heart? Are you saying what Atris could be wrong about me? So what do you think Atris's heart says?
Without having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion.
That is insightful. So if I crushed Atris's skull to the floor, that might get to the heart of the matter. So if I fought Atris, then that might make truth come out?
Perhaps. It may prove truer than conversing with words. In battle, the words are swept away, giving way to actions. Mercy, sacrifice, anger, fear. These are pure moments of expression.
Why do you sound like the only person here that's kind of even moderately sane?
You may ask.
So, let's see, are you the last of the handmaidens?
I am the last of the handmaidens. This is correct. I train so that one day that will no longer be true.
And the other said you were easily distracted from your training? I heard you know, but let's start with that one and work our way down.
It dishonors me that they would say such a thing to an outsider. But I cannot deny the truth in what they say. My thoughts are not always focused on training. Perhaps once having known the ways of the Jedi, you may understand what occupies my thoughts.
I'm not sure I understand that one.
There is much knowledge here, and only one of the Jedi remain. There is so much about their ways of battle, their forms, their stances, that may be lost forever if the last of the Jedi is taken from the galaxy.
Battle is not the truth of Jedi teachings. I believe it to be the farthest thing from it. Combat is not the way of the Jedi. It is not my way. Is this what occupies your mind? To lose those combat techniques would be tragic indeed. When the method to inflict violence on others is limited, it weakens us all. And would you preserve it? If you're afraid of the Jedi lore being lost, why not try and learn some of that lore? Let's see. Is this what occupies your thoughts? This is the most neutral answer the bunch of think.
To the Ichani, battle is a means of communication. It is an art, in the truest sense of the word. Stance, form, discipline are a means of expression and communication. They speak one's heart and one's devotion to their cause.
Devotion, combat is not the best way to communicate. I disagree. So you consider slaughter a means of expression? I don't think that's quite what she's getting at. Let's see. What's devotion to their cause?
Yes, the methods you use to meet your opponent speak truer than any words can express. When you risk pain or death, there is no truer sacrifice or strength.
Let's see. So you can... first two we've already seen. I don't necessarily agree with either. So I agree it shows how far you're willing to go for your goals. That's... not particularly light or dark side now, is it? Not like so blatantly one or the other.
It was to the Jedi traitor Malak. It was to the Jedi traitor Revan. When Telos was destroyed, it showed Malak's heart through its execution and intent. It was brutal, without finesse, but showed his commitment to defeat the Jedi. Yet with Revan, there was the same commitment, but it was a subtle thing, like weaving threads in a tapestry, or strokes upon a canvas. He spoke through battle and tactics, in a way one could never do in words. He showed his heart at Malachor V, and finally, at the end of the Jedi Civil War. I believe he was speaking to Malak in that final battle, though few knew it.
Interesting that she phrases it that way about Revan, because going through the Darth Bane books right now, Darth Bane, 3,000 years after this game takes place, Darth Bane is sort of a student of the teachings of Revan, and is very much interested in, rather than outright assault, more, putting all the pieces in place, more like playing a game of chess rather than, trying to wipe the board clean with one swift stroke of his arm across the table sort of thing. Let's see. I'm interested to see it. I've not ascribed to much poetry to their hate and violence. Oh, but she's doing such a good job of that, though. So what do you think Revan was saying?
Through battle, Revan was meeting betrayal with betrayal, and showing Malak the pain he had inflicted on his master. What stronger display than death for conveying one's sense of being betrayed by one's own student? Revan's anger must have been great indeed. I would have wished to have been there for that final exchange, and seen the truth of their conflict with each other.
Yet. Let's see. They were driven only by the dark side. That's an interesting perspective, though I don't necessarily agree.
You may ask.
Let's see, so, warned you about me, last handmaidens. We can ask about, we've got, let's see, we could ask her about the relics. We're sent here basically to ask about the relics.
I know a little of them, yes. Much Jedi knowledge is stored here. Secrets of their teachings, combat styles, and discipline.
She, did mention that before.
The Jedi relics are kept by Atris, within the walls of her meditation chamber. Entry is forbidden.
Say, but not to me. Take me there now. I'm not sure if Force Persuade will work on them, since they are not attuned to the Force, is what they were saying. So if you're cut off from the Force, then Force Persuade would have no impact. So, there's regular Persuade. Let's do regular Persuade, but surely they're not forbidden to Jedi such as myself.
Atris has made her orders on the matter clear, and she says you are no Jedi. Entry to her meditation chamber is forbidden. To even ask shows you doubt my loyalty to her.
Oops. So, you've never seen these relics?
I have seen a few of them. Yes, they were not always in Atris's meditation chamber.
Let's see, can you tell me about the ones you saw then?
There were many relics. Among them, small cubes, warm to the touch, each containing their own light. When held, some would speak, ask strange questions.
So they're holocrons then?
Yes, their questions were confusing. They seemed to think I was someone else, someone's student. I had thought perhaps I had damaged them in some way, but I could not think of what I had done.
So, that's interesting, because... No, I was going to say holocrons have been around for this long, because how else would Darth Bane learn from Darth Revan but through a holocron? And holocron's older than Darth Revan, if memory serves, so... Where do these relics come from?
Most come from Dantooine, brought here before the Academy there was destroyed by Malak. Not all relics were able to be saved, for there was not time to rescue them all.
You said most came from Dantooine? Interesting. Let's ask.
I am not permitted to speak of such things, and it is not your concern.
So let's go on something else. Let's see. We've asked the first three. We can ask about how she looks different. I don't see it, but
I honor the face of my mother. It is not something spoken of in the company of others.
So you have a different mother? Let's see, how about I apologize and move on my merry way?
There's no need to apologize. You were merely remarking on something that you saw. There is no wrong in that.
Given how much more there is to talk about with the last of the handmaidens and how they keep pushing us in her direction, you kind of feel she's important somehow. I'm just not sure how yet.
It is not a sensitive subject, but a subject that requires trust. There is no such trust between you and I, and such trust takes time. You may ask.
They are alluding to, I'm not sure what, but they are alluding to something here with the last of the handmaidens. I'll just, how about I just go now?
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like?
Let's see. It's a difficult thing to describe. I only know what its loss feels like. How about it's difficult to describe? Let's start there.
Please, I wish to know.
I've got a feeling it was kind of like that. Let's see, imagine awakening and hearing the heartbeat of a galaxy for the first time. It is like a current that passes through you and carries you with it to all the places it touches. The warmth of the sun without the glare, and you can feel its light and its heat, but there's no harshness to it. There's so many things, as you know when you feel it, without question. I only know it now. You'll know when you die, unless you seek death, leave me be. Oh. If you want to just, like, instantly turn dark side. Let's go with 2. The current that passes through you and carries you to all the places it touches.
I see. Thank you, Exile. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
Let's see, if you have any other questions, seek me out and ask them. Oh, net light side shift. So up and down and net light side. Yeah, it's a little less red than it was before, but not significantly less red. And we still have to find our friends, but we're going to pilfer the place first. I'll take an ion grenade, I don't mind. It's a very long conversation. I mean, nothing came out of it straight away. I wonder if that's one of those things you have to come back here at some point. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm just misreading the situation. And we can pick the lock. Of course we can. We're very good at these things. We can get a consciousness helm, which looks decidedly what we put on BioWare, and a bonded and alloy heavy suit, which we probably can't use because I don't think we have heavy armor, unless it's, you know, not specifically for that. No, nothing here. Wow. There's one in here. Now, if we weren't able to pick that and we had to blow it up, do you think they'd, I think they figured out pretty fast that we're doing a little bit of petty larceny. There we go. Sneak around the door there. Into the last one. And are they going to yell at me on the way out for stealing all their shit? And Flex heavy armor. Wasn't there Funkmaster Flex that hosted a car show on Spike TV at some point in time? No, look what we found. Oh, and Nathan's awake too.
Did you find what you came for?
A woman from my past has made this place her home. I did not expect to see her again. I think so, but we have to go now. Perhaps I've been given a chance to help the Jedi. Yes, our ship will be returned to us. A woman from my past has made this place her home. I did not expect to see her again.
I felt as much. Quite strongly, in fact. I suspected there was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once, something that hangs upon you still.
Yeah, she sent me packing. She just wanted the council cast me out of the order and wanted to punish me even further. I don't trust her. I may have to kill her. Well, I wouldn't exactly call her charming. Stay out of my head or I'll remove yours. Very, very violent we are.
I see it now. The act has left its marks. Be warned. Unresolved events from our past can create wounds in the present and the future. And more importantly, they can distract you, weaken you. It could prove fatal against the enemies we face.
And let's see, and how do you propose I deal with it then? We already told her it was Atris, did we?
There is a Jedi here, perhaps, in that you are correct. Yet there are no students, and this woman, this Atris, surrounds herself with those who cannot feel the Force. Curious.
What does that mean? Let's see. I knew the handmaidens weren't students, but I didn't realize they were unable to feel the Force. And didn't they say as much? They were cut off from the Force?
Yes, her servants are not Jedi. Their minds are walls trained to resist tricks of the mind. This discipline blinds them to the Force as well, even if they were Force-sensitive.
Let's see, how do you know that? Were you reading their minds? Do you try to use Jedi mind tricks on them? Let's see. Yeah, how do you know that anyway?
Invade the mind of another? It is not something done carelessly, or when there is nothing to be gained.
Ask one Ren, Kylo. Let's see. Let's see. Let's talk about it on the way out of here.
Very well. Let us depart.
No, you were down just a second ago. No, you were up a second ago. We saw it. Hang on. Uh-oh, we've encountered a minor bug.
He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
Alright, he could sleep on a ship. Let's go.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash.
Well, you regained it quite quickly.
I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. What is this place? Where are we?
Well, Jedi Academy, concealed on the northern pole of Telos.
This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use.
Well, let's see. This would be in a home if your wounds could slow me down. No, let's mean, are you well enough to travel? Keep silent, no telling who might be listening. Oh, just are you well enough to travel?
I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship.
Let's see, come with me then, I could use your help.
Very well, General.
Choose 2 members of your party, the others will join you at the Hebben Hawk hangar. We'll take BioWare, and let's take Kreia as well. Oh, and we picked up some light side points and gained influence with BioWare. Doing a very good job of... No. That one? No. One of these. Move it back towards center, intentionally or otherwise. Now, I find that interesting. It doesn't follow up on the Republic not knowing about the use of this place. You know, the irrigation channels in this place. Because I kind of get the feeling that if this was... I think I mentioned that already, though. Is that, you know, if you got an irrigation thing here, why isn't it being used for the restoration project? Shouldn't the Ithorians know about this? Because it might actually help them. And this brings us out to the rotunda here. So we don't need that. We haven't been through this door yet. I don't know if this handmaiden sister, another handmaiden sister. And this is, hello.
Is this your droid? It looks badly damaged. Dissect it.
Oh, I think there's going to be hell to pay now, buddy. Unfortunately, I don't speak that R2-D2 stuff, so I'm not entirely sure what he's saying. Was it your fault they took the ship, T3? Look, I'm just glad I found you. Next time, fight someone that tries to take the ship. Okay, it wasn't your fault they took the ship. It's a very long answer, so I'm assuming he's giving us some important information here. Hold on, what information are you talking about? Wait, she downloaded what from you? Okay, so Atris has been stealing info from T3 here. But what info is Atris interested in so much? So she knows hella more. Why did she want what's in your memory core? Your entire memory? Which console? Okay, why would she want what's in your memory core? You can fill me in later. Let me get you out of there first. Let's get you back to the ship. We could talk more. Okay, let's fill me in later. We'll get you out of there first. Well, that was easy. Alright, let's see. We'll see you at the Ebon Hawk. Alright, join us in the Ebon Hawk when we're ready to leave. Alright, yeah. Well, join us in the Ebon Hawk when we're ready to leave. So what do they do to T3, or what do they want from T3? So basically, I'm treating T3 better than everyone else in the damn game. Screw everyone else, but I will take care of my droid. And it said something about there being a console. A Sith War Sword, we already got one of those. In fact, I've got it in hand right now. Oh look, I found the ship. Now what's through this door? Oh, and this is leading us down to the hangar. I think we've kind of gone through the entire complex, more or less. Well, I guess with the exception of the hangar. But I am kind of interested to see what the hell Atris was thinking when she stole our ship. And once aboard, you'll be leaving the Polar Academy for good. Not yet, because I want to explore the rest of the hangar here, just in case there's something else lying around. Now it seems to does not leave you a lot of hangar to explore. It's designed in such a way so you don't explore all the hangar. Also, you've got rather low health, remote. Okay, if you say so. I think, though, we've explored the rest of... Yeah, because that's the council chamber and that's the hangar. So I think we've explored the whole of this place, then. Well, very well, then. I guess that's it for the Telos Polar Academy. Next time out, we'll hop aboard the Ebon Hawk and mosey on our way back out of here, though what the next steps are, I don't quite know yet. It'll be interesting to see where we get carted off to next time on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lords. So until then, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on air. And this is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And don't forget, you can check out more Star Wars KOTOR 2 in the playlist. It's on the screen in the description down below. And more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.